Hey, yo, what's happening? Y'all, it's your boy 3 Stacks in this thing representing the squad. We got done with the regionals yesterday, like kind of around like 11 o'clock. It was me and like 1, 2, 3, 4 of our teammates. We all went together. The event, it was pretty interesting. There was like a lot of rogue going on. Like it wasn't necessarily like all Pendulum Magician, but believe it or not, it was like a lot of dinos though. There's just like a lot of rogue. It was really interesting and diverse.
Grand Majus.
Yeah, Grand Manjus. But we got the placing here. So for some reason, I have like this major issue. Whenever I go to regionals, I always end up going X3. I've been X3 for every regional that I've attended for actually the duration of I think like 7 months. I have the paper right here. I got 18 points. It was 9 rounds. 18. You know, if you just do 6, 12, 3, 6, 9, 12, 18. You'll see that I won 6 rounds and lost 3 rounds, and this is the standings after round 9. Right here is my name, Ivan Collins. I got 65th place. There was top 48, so you know. The weird thing was there's a lot of people in the top 48 cut. There was about 12 of them, I believe, who all had 18 points just like me. But it always has to do with your tiebreakers and you know the people you played, whether they dropped and stuff like that. But I wanted to show you guys my list. It's really spicy. And I took this deck knowing that nobody was going to be ready for it because it just threw everybody off. Honestly, like, I'm not really, I guess I'm not disappointed with the list. It really, it overperformed. It exceeded my expectations. I didn't think that it was going to be as great as it was in my mind, but it ended up working out. I'm going to go ahead and hop into the main deck. Starting off with monsters, we're running a 2 Master Penis. I really like this monster a lot. Today it helped me to like not today, yesterday it helped me to like play around D barriers. It helped me to play around anti-spell fragrance, like all these weird cards that naturally would beat my other engines. Like Masterpiece just threw people off guard, and like they would always kaiju the wrong thing. Like they would kaiju because like I would tag out in standby phase if it's like game 2 and 3, knowing they might have a kaiju for my buster. Then they like kaiju my mecha, but then I tribute a B, or C, and then summon Masterpiece, but keep the kaiju there so that they can't kaiju me again. Like he was like, I guess not only my trump card, but he also was something that threw a lot of people off. Because naturally, I would keep him concealed until like mid to late game. Like I would just play straight up ABCs, and I might reveal my Alistair, you know, depending on whether or not I feel like it's worth it. But for the most part, I gave everybody the idea that I was playing ABCs, and it was really cool. It was interesting. Like this side cherries and like system downs, and then my other engines are what supported me. And then we played 3 copies of Mr. Crowley. I really like the Invoked engine. Like one thing that I really wanted, I was like, you know, no matter what deck I play, I want to have access to Calamities. I want to have access to Mechaba. I want the consistency of the 1-card combo in grind games. This just won me a lot of duels. Because it would just make the game, like when you make Buster, you make the game a really, really simplified state. It gets to that point where it's like, either you kill me now or next turn I'm just going to OTK you. And when we're grinding, like, if you get down to the point where you're top decking, like, as long as I have Alistair in hand, it doesn't matter what I top deck because I always have a guaranteed play next turn. It's really good. It also comes up to put your Buster at 4,000 to 5,000 attack just to swing over things. It's just really, really good. So Alistair is just an insane card. And then for the ABC pieces, if I didn't tell you in the title, it's True Draco, ABC Invoked. Really, really spicy. All the engines just work together in cohesion. I really wouldn't change the list at all. I like how it was surprising people, throwing people off. Never really knew what to hit. Like a lot of the field spells were baiting hand trap stuff. It's just really good. We played 2 A's, 2 B's, and 2 C's. I thought this ratio was perfect for me. I wanted to open up with 1 occasionally for the 3-card combo that I showed you guys in the video. The 3-card combo is either Terraforming, a Meltdown, or an Alistair, plus Dragon's Ravine, a Terraforming, you know, Destrudo, or Set Rotation, and an A, B, or C. If you open up with the Meltdown, a Terraforming, and an A, B, or C, you can make Decode, Mechaba, and Buster. And if you have like the Trap or just the Diagram, you can make Masterpiece in the middle of that. And that's just like scoop worthy. And then the God card, Destrudo is really, really good. I never make Black Rose, but like in hindsight, I would use this card going second to make Black Rose. Like on normal summon Alistair, use his effect, make Alistair, you know, a 1, and then Synchro for Black Rose, blow the field up, then play Invocation after that. Like, but I never got to do that. I wanted to though. Like in theory, it was supposed to be a good card going first and second, but I just made Ancient Fairy with it like all the time. Then for the hand traps, I opted to play, of course, 3 Ash Blossoms. They pretty much counter everything. The one thing that I did, which I felt was really smart, is I never hand trap people when they didn't control monsters because I know that Gamma exists. So naturally, like, I'd let them make their plays, and it also kind of like put that mind game. It played mind games in a sense that it would make people think that I don't have hand traps. Then as soon as they normal summon or make a play with the monster, that's when I hand trap them. I just didn't want to lose to Gamma. Even though Ash counters the Gamma. And then 3 Joel and Lockbird. With my deck, the way it sets up, really, I just need 1 turn. And Joel gives me the 1 turn. Like, if I open up with the combo and I get Buster, or if I just get, like, Mega Buster, or just a Buster with Decode, that's enough to kill my opponent next turn, because I can make, like, Links, Ring Force, and then make a Buster after that, and that's just overkill. So I just want to stop you from setting up. So, like, if you drew the God Hand before you got a chance to search, that's fine. Joel didn't do anything. But if you didn't, then you can't get it. And I really like to draw a lot. And I'm only playing 2 Ghost Ogres, even though I wanted to play 3. I cut a couple cards because I actually wanted to play this amazing trap. This insane trap that, like, auto-won against Pendulum Magicians. But that's the hand trap lineup. I actually just play 8. I really wanted to play Triple Ogre. But the problem was there's a lot of Trick Stars too. And Ogre does, like, literally nothing to Trick Stars. But it's insane against Pendulum Magicians, hitting Electrum, the Graphs, Wisdom Eye, Oath Dragon, even Astro and Chrono. It's also really, really good against Spirals, believe it or not. And it's insane against Dinos. Like, you just Ogre Conductor. It's really, really good. And the cool thing with Conductor is, like, when he puts my monsters face down, I still fuse with them because you can fuse it face down. So you can still summon Buster, and you can still summon your Invoke Fusions. And you can still tribute those monsters for Masterpiece. So, like, the Dino matchup, it wasn't really a difficult thing for me. It almost was like a walk in the park, I guess we could say. For spells, we played 3 Union Hanger. For this deck, I wanted to play all my favorite field spells. Because, like, I knew that some of these field spells are so good that when you resolve them, you can almost win. But if you're not winning, basically, it's like you're farther ahead than your opponent is. So 3 Hanger, 3 Double Ds, 2 Dragon Zavine. This was at 3. I actually cut 1. I really want to bump it back up to 3. In fact, I have the extra cards right here that I naturally was playing. I think I'm going to bump the Ravine back up to 3 because it's really good. It's also hand trap bait. Like, if I know that I have the combo, I don't mind discarding for cost and letting my opponent hand trap the Dragon Zavine. And it's a smart play, honestly, because you want to put your opponent at an egg too. So, like, just basically putting that pressure on them, like, okay, hand trap me now because you want me to lose 2 cards out of my hand, then I know for sure that my other play won't get stopped because you can only Ash once. I also play 2 Meltdown. All the field spells are insane. I lost to a hand trap Invoked deck due to time. With the starting of the duel, I activated Hanger, he Ashed it. I normal summoned a piece, and then he Ogred my Hanger. And then I activated Meltdown. And after I searched my Alistair, he Joel and Lockbirded me. And then I set, like, a couple traps and passed. And then he was left with, like, 3 cards in hand. And he just scooped it up. Like, I didn't even do anything. We were still both at 8,000. Like, he just scooped it up, like, right after that. And I didn't understand that. But I guess it was just, like, he wasted too much resources. But, like, the field spells were really cool with not only baiting out hand traps, but just throwing people off. Like, for example, if I open with this and they Ash the normal summon the Alistair, that's fine if they Ash it. Because then I'll Terraforming for a Dragon Zavine, make my Destrudo play, blow up the field spell, and then bring out Union Hanger, and then search a piece, and then use the ABC, use the Ancient Fairy to special summon the piece from hand. And right at that point, you know, you can, like, still make a play, which is really cool. And you also set yourself up for next turn. And then I also play 3 Optimus Prime, and then 1 set rotation, because you play a lot of field spells. And these are the 4 extra ways to get to them. So you play 3, 6, 8, 10, 14. It was supposed to be 15 if I played the 3rd Ravine, but you play 14, like, really, really insane cards. If you open up with any one of these, and that's 14, which is a lot, like a massive portion of your deck, it makes your hands, like, really, really insane. Like, really, really, really good. I wouldn't change this at all. Like, the field spells are insane. Like, this is the bread and butter, and they're the best baits for, like, everything. And then I played 1 Heritage, 1 Invocation. These are just engine cards. They're 1-ups for me because I really don't like drawing them without the necessary requirement. Like, I didn't like situational cards, like cards that don't do anything by themselves. I'm not really big on those because, like, when it's a simplified game state and we're low on resources and I top deck a card like this, or I have this card in my hand, like, it does nothing. Granted, they have really, really good effects when you have the cards that come with them. So I just like 1 of them. That's why I don't play Desires in my list. Monster Reborn, I never drew it the whole event. Like, I never got to resolve it at all. But it was here. In theory, like, you know, it's Monster Reborn. It's supposed to be good. And then 1 Raigeki. These are just the sacks. I wanted to main Dark Hole, but I really like going first with this deck. So I felt like this was good enough. That's it for the spells. The traps, this is actually what helped me to win, like, a lot. When I was able to go first and establish Buster, Mechaba, and Decode Talker, plus these, it was really, really insane. Like, one game I opened Decode, Buster, Mechaba, Ash Blossom, and then a Floodgate Trap Hole, which was just like, wow. And this is the tech I was telling you guys about. I decided to main 3 Floodgate Trap Holes. This trap is actually more insane than I ever thought it would be. Honestly, I wanted to test it because in my mind, I was thinking there's going to be a lot of Pendulum Magicians. And I was right, there were. And I played, I think, 3 Pendulum Magicians. And the Floodgate was just insane. Like, if they weren't able to make Electrum first, like, naturally, if you have this plus Ogre, you would Ogre their Electrum, then they'll Pendulum summon one from the extra deck and the rest from hand, and then you Floodgate them, you lock them out from their extra deck, and all those monster zones get, like, basically, they get clogged. So, like, if they summon them in the wrong columns, they'll never be able to put something in Decode. For example, if they have it in columns 1, 3, and 5, if you have a Link monster in here or here that points down right and down left, which is diagonal, you can never summon from your extra deck again. So it's almost like playing Domain of the Monarchs in a sense. It was just a really, really powerful trap card. It was like really, really good. It overperformed. It helped me in so many different matchups. Even when I played Lightsworns, I played Lightsworns round 7. He made Minerva and I just floodgated it, and he did not have Snow engraved. I thought to myself that would be the only thing that would help them, would be able to like banish that from the extra deck. The extra monster zone with Snow, but he didn't have Snow. So it pretty much like, I took control of the game, made Buster, banished the Minerva, and OTK'd him the next turn. I would never cut this. I really, really like the Floodgate a lot. It's insane going first. It's like an auto win against so many different decks, especially Pendulums. Like, dude, they Pendulum summon, it's over. It's really, really good. I also played Double Solemn Strike. I really wanted to play 3 of this. This is the 3rd one right here. But I thought, like, while Solemn Strike's flexible, I do pay half my life points for one of the most important plays of my deck. And naturally, I only want to resolve 1 Solemn a duel. I'm not trying to pay half my life points, be at 5,000, and then pay 3,000 and be at 2,000, because a board wipe and a direct attack would kill me at that point. So I just like the 2 Solemns. Any one of these in a Pendulum matchup when you're going first, it would set you up to kill, because similar to Pendulum Magicians, my deck can OTK out of nowhere. All I need is just 1 turn. So if you have cards like these, or Joel and Lockbird, or the combination of both, it's like guaranteed as long as you play your cards right, you're going to be able to kill them next turn. It's really, really strong. And then I just played 1 Apocalypse and 1 Return. Masterpiece didn't really have that much food, but I wasn't worried. Like, I didn't mind him starving. It was just like, he's not the main play in my deck. He's like a beneficial Recruit Mont that's not necessary, but it's still nice to have. And it throws people off, so I didn't really need too much Draco engine for this deck to work. And then the extra deck, I played a 3 Buster. I never actually got to make 3, but it's really good because, like, once you make the first one, you're able to make the rest of them, and it sets you up so well. Like, Buster's insane. So my reason, in theory, if people are wondering, like, why would you play 3 stacks, True Draco and Invoked and ABC, and a lot of people think, oh, this deck bricks, you know, it doesn't work. My theory was, I want to have access to the Invoked fusions because a lot of them are auto wins. Like, Raijin is an auto win in the Burning Abyss matchup because when you book a wound their monster, they can't special any BAs. Raijin also helps for Pendulum Magicians. It helps against Spirals. Because when you put one of the monsters face down, they normally normal and then special from hand. You put one face down, they have to have a follow-up like Soul Charge, 1-for-1, or Foolish Burial, like one of the 3 1-ups in order to play. And like Mechaba's just insane. Like Trickstars automatically lose to Mechaba. They cannot use Condina or anything like that. And you play Searchable Traps, so you can actually negate and banish Reincarnation. Like, it's insane. And you play Ash still. You play Droll. It's really, really good. So like the Invoke fusions, that was a must. Like, I knew I had to play Invoke. Because the ABCs also have synergy with that. Like, I would make my Mechaba unaffected by traps in certain matchups, and then I make him unaffected by spells. Like, I'll make a Buster unaffected by spells, and then equip my Mechaba with, like, an A, and then have Mechaba unaffected by monsters so that they can't, like, you know, hit him with the sleeper or anything like that. And make ABC Buster unaffected by spells so that they can't system down me. Like, they just had really good synergy. Like, you can pretty much make your monsters like Masterpiece. Like how I can make a Masterpiece unaffected by this, that, or the other. That's exactly how I was playing my ABCs and with my Mechaba. I'm like, you can actually, your first Buster when you tag out and do it right, if you make your plays right and you just make the decode, get all their effects off, you can actually make another ABC Dragon Buster, and then you can make a Mechaba, and you can equip A or C, or even both, to one of these or the other. And naturally, I would equip them to Mechaba to make him unaffected by monsters and traps. And my Buster, I wouldn't make him unaffected by anything, because naturally, I just want to tag out and stand by. And the Mecha Ball also protects, because a lot of people try to like gamma you and standby when you tribute your Buster. And Mecha Ball would just negate the gamma, and then you just pretty much like at that point it's like you have to OTK me. So this card's just really, really good. I like it a lot. It's like first turn setup, second turn kill. And another thing was Buster automatically wins in the True Draco matchup, which I expected to see a lot of True Dracos. Because like once you bait out that one pop of Masterpiece, you just make Buster banish the diagram and attack over Masterpiece. So Buster was just stupid. He looks like a child's plaything, but he's really, really good. Then I played 3 Mechaba. It's just my favorite Invoked fusion. Like, it's one of the reasons why Invoked is so good. There's a lot of decks that struggle with this card. Naturally, you don't want to negate just anything. Like, I would only negate cards that are a threat to me. So, like, if you're making plays and they're not optimal and I know that they're not going to break my board, I won't negate anything. I'll just let my Mechaba sit there. But as soon as I see something that threatens me, that's what I'm going to negate. Like, people can't bait me. Like, I played Herald for too long. I know, like, the bait game. It just doesn't work. So Mechaba is really, really good. Like, when you open up with your combo and you get the Decode, Buster, Mechaba, if you have a way to get to Diagram, naturally, I would use Diagram, destroy a card, and I would search out either Apocalypse or True King's Return. The reason why I would search these cards is because if an opponent has evenly matched, Mechaba would literally just negate and banish the evenly match, which I actually did in one of my matchups because I tagged out in standby with Buster for the fear of a Kaiju, and then he decided to evenly match me. If I did not make that smart play, thinking in hindsight, imagining that my opponent had something that he might not have, I would have basically lost all 3 of my A, Bs, and Cs. They would have got banished face down, and I probably would have just kept the Mechaba, but it was just so happened that I had to out to evenly match. So, really, really good card. I would never cut it to anything less than 3. He's too good. Then Raijin, he didn't really put in that much work, but he was a great card. Kaliga was also an option because my first turn combo, I make this bad boy right here. Underclock Taker first, and then sometimes Decode. So, like, he gives me the dark that I need. Like, sometimes instead of making Mechaba, Buster, and Decode Talker, you can make Invoke Kaliga, Buster, and Decode Talker. And this also helps you to stall because, like, if you have a Floodgate or a Solemn Strike, it basically turns to skill drain because either player can only activate 1 monster effect and we can only attack with 1. So my 1 monster effect will be my Buster tag out. And you get 1 monster effect and 1 attack. So you can't hand trap me. If you have like a spiral combo, you can't normal drone use this effect and then reveal your super agent. You can't do that. If you're playing Pendulum Magicians, you can't do an Electrum combo because you need to use a monster effect just to make your Electrum. It's just like an auto win because like it puts that pressure, and also it's like a Floodgate on legs, and then like they have to waste their battle phase trying to get over this. And the problem with that is they can't OTK you now because they wasted their battle phase trying to attack with Kaliga because you can only attack with 1 monster. So it's a really, really good fusion, and I would never cut it. It actually was a really smart play to make. Most Invoke players, this is the one that they don't play. They don't play this one, and they don't play Elysium. They'll play Raijin, Purgatrio, Mechaba, and the Water Fusion because he's good. I also play Purgatrio. Purgatrio complemented my Floodgate Trap Hole. My round 4, I OTK Pendulum Magicians. I Floodgated his Pendulum Summon for 4, 1 from the extra deck and 3 from the hand after I Ogred his Electrum. I put all his monsters face down, and it just so happened that his Electrum was a fire, and he went through his Electrum. When I Ogred it, it went to the grave. So I literally banished the Electrum, and my Alistair, I made Purgatrio. I attacked all of his face down defense monsters for piercing and OTK'd him. Purgatrio is just a monster. Then I play Ancient Fairy and Black Rose for the Destrudo. Sometimes you just use Destrudo to link summon for Underclock. He's the best link in the game. And then we played Puska. I really don't want to play too many rank 4s in this deck because, like, honestly, I want to link because I like using the A, B, and C's effects to get to the grave and then trigger them. And also, like, I don't like leaving pieces under Baguska. The only level 4 that I could keep under a rank 4 would be Alistair. But, like, you're always fusing with him. And you don't want to leave him under a rank 4 either because you need him in grave so you can fuse with him. It's like, the only time I make a rank 4, it would be Baguska. Just, like, to stall for time. Like, for example, I believe it was Trickstars. I was up by 1,800 life points. And I decided to just make Baguska and just keep passing turn. Because it was like turn 2 that I made him. And I ended up stalling out for game. I did not activate any cards to search. I just sat on the Baguska. And, like, in theory, what I was thinking was, okay, if I stop searching, if I just stop playing the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! And I sit on Baguska, I would win. And it ended up working out that way. So the one time I made this card, it actually just got me game. The links, I played Biko, Bakker, and 2 Underclock Takers. Underclock Takers are really, really good link too. I honestly feel like this is one of the best links in the game. He doesn't have a great effect, but he has a down pointing arrow, which is important. You don't always have to make Decode Talker in order to make your Buster. You can actually just link with Ancient Fairy and another piece, and you can still make Buster without wasting a lot of resources. So if you do the combo with this and Buster, you'll make a Buster with 5 cards in hand, and you'll have a discard fodder plus 4 other cards, which could be hand traps, regular traps, anything else, even a masterpiece. So it's really, really good. And then the side deck, this is where it like came in really, really clutch. Because if my main deck wasn't able to do the job, I built my side deck to beat every deck that I knew I would struggle with. 3 evenly matched because I don't want to go second with this deck. I actually like going first. I love the setup first turn and then second turn kill thing. 3 any spells. This is another card. Just like Floodgate Trap Hole, Drone Lockbird, Strikes, all of that. I just need to stall you out for 1 turn. It's very, very dangerous when you're playing against ABCs and you cannot clear their board in 1 turn. Like with this deck, like I said, you have to OTK me because if you don't kill me in your turn, you're going to die next turn, which is really important to keep in mind. Like you can't, you really can't do too much against it. It's crazy. 2 D barriers. D barriers and anti-spells were cards that I was siding going first against Pendulum Magicians, knowing that they're auto wins. 2 Twin Twisters. I really wanted to play more, but it's like a really, really tight side deck. Like I didn't really have too much space, but I felt like back row would be relevant, and I knew that there might be Paleos. People might also be main decking like 3 Torrential Tribute and stuff like that, so I would shotgun this on standby. I wasn't dumb enough to just like see back rows and try to play into them. If I had this, I'd shotgun on standby, standby Twin Twister, pitch for cost, get an A, B, or C piece engrave, hit the back rows, and then just OTK. I also played 2 Spell Shattering Arrows. This hits Sleeper, it hits Pendulum Scales, it hits a lot of decks, even True Dracos. Like I use this, I just popped the Diagram and the Heritage, and then I attacked over Masterpiece. It was really, really good, and it inflicted 1,000 damage. It's like a really, really versatile card. In the Pendulum Magician matchup, this is flexible going first or second. If you're going first, you just set it like it's a real trap, flip it on their scales. Or if they're like playing Wavering Eyes, you chain this to Wavering Eyes. And it also, when you're playing into their board going second, if you open up with this plus a Kaiju, what you do is you shotgun this on standby, pop their scales. Now their Time Pendulum Graph Trap has no target, so you don't have to worry about playing through it. And then you Kaiju their Baguska and then kill them after that. So it's really, really good. Dank Hole, and then just 2 Kaijus. I wish I could play more, but like, honestly, I should be playing 3 barriers. I honestly should be playing 3 Twin Twisters. I honestly should be playing 3 Spell Shattering Arrows. Really, really tight on space. But yeah, that's pretty much how things went. I don't understand why I'm always going X3. I don't, but I count my blessings. I prayed, and it was Yahweh's. It was in Yahweh's, basically his plan for me, I guess, because I did pray, and I did, you know, I was like, you know what? If it's in your will, please let me top. And I didn't top, so that just says, like, it wasn't for me, this event. But yeah, you guys stay tuned. I know y'all asked me for like a lot of deck profiles, and I'm trying to get to it. But also like a lot of those decks, man, I don't even have them. And I'm really not like balling out of control right now. So it might take me some time. So I do apologize that if you've asked me for a deck profile and I haven't been able to give it to you, it's because I just literally don't have the cards. And I can't really do much about that. But God bless you guys. Make good choices. Don't hurt your brain cells. Stay tuned for future content. And also stay tuned for an update on my Heralds. I know a lot of people are asking about that. But yeah, y'all, peace out.